President Donald Trump's federal operation to reduce crime in the nation's capital has now entered its 5th week. New figures show more than 2,000 arrests since the initiative began. According to Pam Bondi, 2,310 people have been arrested since the operation began on August 7. Authorities also said they have seized more than 225 firearms, cleared 50 homeless encampments, and rescued 7 missing children. On September 7th alone, 72 people were taken into custody, with 41 of them in the U.S. illegally, and many having prior criminal records ranging from theft and assault to human trafficking. More than 3,200 law enforcement officers from dozens of agencies are involved in the ongoing operation. Amid his administration's efforts to combat crime in the nation's capital, President Donald Trump dined at Joe's Seafood, Prime Steak and Stone Crab in downtown Washington, D.C., accompanied by key members of his cabinet. The dinner took place against a backdrop of vocal protests, with demonstrators directing pointed criticism at the president. As the president made his way through the restaurant, protesters reportedly chanted slogans, including "Free D.C., Free Palestine." Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Time to go.
He's terrorizing the communities all over the world, from Puerto Rico to the Philippines, to Venezuela. He is terrorizing communities. He is not welcome to D.C. He's not welcome to Palestine. Palestine is not for sale.
Free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Shame on you all.
Free D.C.,
Shame on you all.
free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C.
You are not welcome here.
Yes, he is. Free D.C., free Palestine. Free D.C., free Palestine.
Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Time to go.
Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C., free Palestine.
You should all be ashamed that he was welcomed here. He's terrorizing communities in D.C.
Time to go.
He's terrorizing communities all over the world, from Puerto Rico to the Philippines, to Venezuela. He is terrorizing communities. He is not welcome to D.C. He's not welcome to Palestine. Palestine is not for sale.
Free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Shame on you all.
Free D.C.,
Shame on you all.
free D.C., free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C.
Yesterday, the president spoke about D.C. crime and talked about how there was virtually none. And then he expressed frustration about things that take place in the home they call crime. He said, you know, they'll do anything they can to find something. If a man has a little fight with the wife, they say this is crime. See, now I can't claim 100%. Exactly what crimes was the president referring to?
He wasn't referring to crimes. That's exactly the point he was making, Ouija. What the president is saying is that these crimes will be made up and reported as a crime to undermine the great work that the federal task force is doing to reduce crime in Washington, D.C. And I think the president has every reason to believe that, given the efforts of many reporters in this room who actively seek to undermine the president and what he's doing in our nation's capital. We all know that deep inside you all agree with this because you all live here, and I'm sure you are very grateful for the administration's efforts to make the city, which we all reside in, much safer for ourselves and our families. Michael.
Thank you, Caroline. Florida Congressman Randy Fine is calling for judges to face consequences if the violent repeat offenders they release go on to commit new crimes. Is that something the president supports?
This is not something I've heard the president discuss. You can ask him yourself next time you have the opportunity to. How's that?
Caroline, one more question. On Thursday, President Trump will head to the Pentagon and also to New York City in honor of the 24th anniversary of 9/11. Has the president expressed any interest on creating or having congressmen create a new 9/11 commission to answer some of the ongoing questions many Americans have about that day?
I, again, have not heard the president discuss that. You're welcome to ask him yourself, but I do know he very much looks forward to going to both the Pentagon and the Yankees game in New York City on Thursday to commemorate the 24th anniversary. As you know, the president is a New Yorker at heart. He loves the city very much. It is his home, and you'll hear more about that on Thursday when the president speaks on this himself. Kelly.
Caroline, thank you. I wanted to ask you a question about the president speaking yesterday before the Religious Liberty Commission. As you know, he's created the White House Faith Office, the Task Force on Anti-Christian Bias, and yesterday he talked about the importance of the Bible in America and the importance of prayer in America. Some people have criticized him for that in stating that he's espousing Christian nationalism. Yet the president has called on the American people to band together in praying for this nation for people of all faiths. How important is that to the Trump administration, and are there guidelines for implementing that?
Well, last time I checked, it's not just Christians who pray, it's people of all faith who pray, and that's what the president wants to protect, the religious freedom for Americans of all faith. And he spoke about that yesterday, and that's why he was very proud and excited to announce this new initiative, Pray America, encouraging all Americans to pray for our country in the goodness of our country leading up to America's 250th birthday next year. Why don't we take some from the sides? Elizabeth, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. I have two questions.
Sure.
First, on prayer again. Is the Trump administration looking for the forthcoming prayer guidelines to challenge existing court precedent on the right to pray in public schools?
Well, the president spoke about that yesterday, and some of the changes we are making to ensure that the religious liberties of America's students and our youth are respected in public schools. In fact, he had a young student and invited him on stage to share his story about how when this young boy spoke about biological and biblical truth in his classroom, he faced consequences for that, and how Americans of faith should not be facing consequences for expressing their religious freedom and their religious views. Not in any public school in America should that be happening. You heard the president talk about that yesterday. Sure.
Caroline, thank you so much. Regarding Israel attacking Doha, beside the phone call, what was President Trump's involvement in the attack, if any?
Look, I don't have anything more to read out for you on this other than the very lengthy and thorough statement that I have shared repeatedly now.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you. After the Supreme Court ruling yesterday on the ICE raids in Los Angeles, some particularly non-white U.S. citizens are saying that they're going to begin carrying their U.S. passports with them at all times. What is the White House's response to Americans who are concerned about being swept up, as others have been already, in these enforcement actions?
They should not be concerned, because this administration is focused on the detention and deportation of illegal alien criminals who broke our nation's immigration laws. And the Supreme Court upheld the Trump administration's right to stop individuals in Los Angeles to briefly question them regarding their legal status, because the law allows this, and this has been the practice of the federal government for decades. And the Immigration and Nationality Act states that immigration officers can briefly stop an individual to question them about their immigration status if the officer has reasonable suspicion that the individual is illegally present in the United States. And reasonable suspicion is not just based on race, it's based on a totality of the circumstances to review. And I will tell you, I spoke to our border czar about this morning. When ICE goes out to conduct a targeted operation to deport illegal criminals from our community, they are doing so with intelligence, they are doing so with law enforcement sources, they are doing so in most cases with the backing of local law enforcement who know exactly where these illegal alien criminals and drug traffickers and drug dealers are hiding in plain sight in American communities. And the men and women of ICE are doing everything they can to not only follow the law, but to enforce the law. And it's about time that has happened, because we had 4 years of an administration who completely ignored and evaded our nation's very clear immigration laws, and the Supreme Court has reaffirmed that.